Here are the top 5 things that the Giants offense must do to have success in the 2025 season. And we're also going to make some bold predictions. As you can see, last season, the Giants ranked terribly on offense. 30th in total offense, 31st in total points, 31st in points per game, total passing 28th, total rushing yards 23rd, and it just was terrible all across the board. The offensive line was ranked 29th, and that is not something that we want to repeat. So here's some bold predictions and some players that got to take some leaps for us to have success, man. My Giants is looking really good. I'm loving the coach of built, but it's time for that offensive coordinator and Coach Brian Daboll to take some leaps offensively, and I think that they set the table right to do so. So we're going to get into a few things here in this video that I think is going to be key for our offensive success. So to start off, man, it's definitely going to have to be with the guy Russell Wilson, and I got some pictures, I got some images for y'all right here. So my prediction for Russell Wilson this season: shake off the rust, 62% completion percentage, 3,650 yards, 28 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So last season, in just 11 games, Russ threw for 2,000. Hold on, let me highlight that for y'all. Last season, Russ threw for 2,482 yards. He had 16 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Listen, man, he's been looking good. The moon ball's been cooking. Pause. And I think that, with the new offense, new team, new environment, we seem to believe in Russ's abilities right now. And I think if he shakes off the rust, no pun intended, I think he can have a pretty good season. So these are going to be bold predictions for sure. But I think that if Russ can shake off some of that rust and get back to bowling, I think we'll be fine. And this is a pretty good season. This will be the most that he had in the last, three seasons. You see he had 35 here. In 2022 with Denver, 16 touchdowns, 11. And I'm going to have the yellow highlighted as the top thing that we're really going to need him to do, and the boldest prediction of all 3 of the predictions that I have for him. I think 28 touchdowns. If he could get upward to 25 touchdowns like this 25 touchdown and 6 interception year that he had in 2021, I know that that's a stretch because he's a lot older at this point. However, and he had a lot more camaraderie with that Seahawks team. However, if he can get 28 touchdowns and keep the turnovers low, that is going to be pivotal to our success. And I think if he shake off the rush, age like fine wine, it is very doable. So that is the first thing that we're going to need. We're going to need that QB success. We haven't had a good quality quarterback in a long time, and I think Russell Wilson could finally change that here in New York. And I ain't going to hold y'all up, so we're going to get right to the second one. The second one is Wan'Dale Robinson has to make a leap, guys. He has to take a leap. I'm predicting 103 receptions, 875 yards as the boldest prediction with 7 touchdowns. Let's take a look at his statistics last season. He caught 93 balls for 699 yards. That's about 700 yards with 3 touchdowns. And I think if he makes a small leap to complement Darius Slayton and Malik NABERS, this can take our offense to the next level. I think having a competent quarterback like Russell Wilson will also open up the game for this young receiver, this young slot guy. He has a lot of potential, man. And alongside Darius Slayton, Malik NABERS, and Russell Wilson at the helm, I think this could be a year that Wan'Dale Robinson takes a slight leap, and that leap will be pretty big for us. You know what I'm saying? If he could get upwards to 800 yards, borderline 10 touchdowns, I do see him getting over 100 receptions this year. He was just at 93 last year, so I think he could get about 10 more receptions with a more competent quarterback. And y'all let me know what y'all think, but I think Wan'Dale making a leap and showing that he can give us some production alongside a veteran in Slayton, as well as our young budding star Malik NABERS, I think that goes a tremendous way for our offense, man. And once again, we're gonna go on to the next one, but let me know what y'all think about this one. Neighborhood hero. In 2025, I predict that Malik NABERS goes up once again. 123 receptions, 1,375 yards, 13 touchdowns. Last season, he had 109 receptions, 1,204 yards with 7 touchdowns. And I think he gets better in each category. The boldest prediction being 1,375. And I think with this kid's potential, he could well overachieve in that regard as well, man. I think Malik Nabers is like superstar potential kind of a guy, man. I think he got that X factor ability. I think he could be one of the best wide receivers of his era. And the kid just oozing with potential, man. And I think with a veteran like Russ, I think he's in a great position. We also got Jackson Dart if need be, which is a kid that could sling it. And I think either way it goes, with the quarterbacks that we have, I'm confident that no matter how it goes, Malik Nabers is definitely going to take it up this season. That's why I got him as the neighborhood hero. No pun intended. I know how we do. Got to keep it creative. But let me know what y'all think about that as well. And I think he takes leaps, man. I think this kid is definitely going to take some leaps with this offense. And, in his second year, I think he has the confidence. He knows he's the guy coming in. And, I think he's really going to do some damage. I think he's going to do some damage, man. Going to really become that household name like we've seen Justin Jefferson do with the Vikings, like we've seen Jamar Chase do as well. So I think, I really think that, we gonna see Malik Nabers turn it up a notch. I don't think it's a sophomore slump coming. I think he's gonna turn it up. I think he's gonna do better than he even did last year, especially with Russell Wilson. And I'm excited to see it. And we're gonna need him to really be that superstar mismatch for Russell Wilson, man. This season, we're gonna really need it if our offense is gonna do damage this year. I'm not really too worried about the defense, and this is an offensive video, but like I said, Malik Nabers is the X factor heading into the season for our offense, and I can't wait to see what he does. But going into the next one, we got double trouble, and there goes those running backs from last year, man. We got that boy Tyrone Tracy Jr. and we got Devin Singletary. Both of these backs played pretty good last year. Tyrone Tracy, of course, oozing potential. I think a lot of people was excited to see what he's gonna do, to see if he's gonna turn a corner. And he rushed for 192 carries, 839 yards. He had 5 touchdowns. Singletary had 113 carries, 437 yards with 4 touchdowns. And I think combined they get to that 1650 this year. Because I'm hoping that Tyrone Tracy definitely takes it up. I think, in his second season he's going to be a lot more comfortable with the game speed. And I think with having just a more competent passing game is going to balance things out and open up some things for him. Devin Singletary's a seasoned vet. I think he's going to do really well as well. I think he was getting used to the team last year. We didn't have the best offensive line, but I think these two running backs can definitely easily combine for that 1650 right there. And I think that's going to be the boldest prediction, because I have 15 total touchdowns there, and I'm including receiving touchdowns because I think they both can do some things, in the passing game and the receiving game as well with Russell Wilson there. And I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen about 2 receiving touchdowns from either of these guys, whether it be on screens or, off some routes outside, out the backfield. So yeah, man, I think that this is definitely something to pay attention to, and I think that they're gonna be a pretty good tandem. We still got Cam Scatterbo. I don't think that he's gonna get too much tick, if I'm being honest, because we have 2 really good running backs that can do it at a pro level, and I really want to see Tyrone Tracy Jr. Also take that leap. And we really got a nice young core offensively that I want to see develop properly. So that's kind of the trend and the biggest bold predictions, the 5 things that I think we got to capitalize on offensively this year. Outside of the seasoned vet Russell Wilson having a better year, shaking off the rust, I think we really need to lock in on the development of Malik Nabers, getting Wan'Dale Robinson to support Malik Nabers, and getting these running backs going. And most importantly, Tyrone Tracy, man. The kid is young. He got a lot of potential, man. I think he had a lot of people excited to see what he was able to do with us losing Saquon. And I'm not saying that he's Saquon, but he definitely has a lot of potential. And I'm excited to see the kid ball out next season. So, yeah, let me know what y'all think about this as well. But I think they could easily get to that 1650 if our line is competent. All of this is of course, contingent on our line, which is also very young. And you guys are going to see that I don't have the line in this video because I think if these players could step up and make big plays, I'm not really expecting as much from the line as I'm expecting from these guys. You know what I'm saying? And I know that may sound a little funny when so much of what these guys want to do and have to do is based on the line's production. I do think that it's pivotal that these players become playmakers, and hence why they're bold predictions. You know what I'm saying? Man, I do think we're gonna have a more competent line. I like what I seen in the preseason. The team looked like it's gelled. It was just the preseason, but the team looked like it gelled properly. It looked like a lot of good chemistry on the line. We have some young guys that was looking really good that I'm excited to see on that line. Have some guys that are also developing on the line, and I think if they can hold up, man, we're gonna be good, and we should be able to easily get these things done and take the offense up from the poor play of last season. So we're gonna move on, and I got caffeinated offense. Yes, the offensive coordinator Kafka got to get it done this year, man. Him and Brian Dable have to figure it out this year, or I think it is hit the road jack for both of them if this offense does not produce. You finally have a direction. You finally have a veteran quarterback that is far more competent than the young Daniel Jones and the quarterbacks that you had before. And you also have a lot of young potential on this team. I don't think it's no excuse in season 4. Is this season 4 or 5 for them? I don't know. I think it's season 4, but there's no excuse within that time frame that you haven't covered ground up until this point and figured it out. I think they have a lot more talent in direction button this season than any season outside of maybe one arguably when Daniel Jones just came in with Saquon Barkley. But I truly believe that we have a lot more potential offensively now, minus the big Saquon loss. Obviously, we have a nice young core. We got a competent veteran quarterback. I even really like our receiving core, and I think that this coaching staff has to get it done this season. They have to get it done, and this is my boldest prediction. My boldest prediction for the offensive coordinator is that we get 24 points per game. Looked really good in the preseason. We was putting up about 30 a game, and I think we take a slight, we dial that back slightly. Get 24 points per game, and I think what our defense is going to be able to do is going to balance that out. If we can score 24 points per game, this will put us in prime position to definitely get that bold prediction of 10 wins that I see some of you guys commenting based on the last video. I still think 9 is realistic. I think 9 wins is really realistic. But if we're going to go with a bold 10, I think these things that I highlighted are the ways to do it. So once again, I'm going to just review the top bold predictions. Out of all of these bold predictions that I have for the top 5 things that I believe our offense have to do headed into the season. But 24 points per game, definitely as a total offense, 50 total yards, and we have to be in the top half of the NFL offensively. We have to. That is a must. There's no way, like I said, once again, under this coaching regime, that we're gonna be bottom of the NFL. Once again, we have to be at least in that top half moving forward. And I think even being just hitting that top half around 16, I think is a problem. I think we have to be 13 at this point, 14, and that's what I'm hoping for, because I do think we got a lot of potential, but at least top half. And as we review this, 24 points per game is the boldest prediction for him and the offensive coordinator. 1650 combined rushing yards for that double trouble rushing duo. For Malik NABERS, the boldest prediction, 1375. I don't want to see a sophomore slump. I want to see him continue to go up. For Wan'Dale Robinson, want his yardage to go up as well. Definitely want him upwards of 800. Want him getting more than 800 receiving yards this year. No steps back, because that will hurt. We still got Jalen Hyatt just in case. I think Jalen Hyatt is going to make some plays as well, but I really want to see Wan'Dale Robinson turn that corner and show us that he's going to be that guy in the slot. However, if he can't, like I said, we got Jalen Hyatt. But my bold prediction for him, 875. And then for Russell Wilson, man, we got to get upwards of 25 touchdowns, and we still got to keep those interceptions and those turnovers really low, because we still have a really young team, a team with budding potential. And I think if he's turning over the ball, that can sabotage this team and this offense in a major way. So once again, let me know what y'all think. It's your boy Cheek Mula. Welcome to the Mulaverse, and salute to all my Giants fans, man. We killed it in the last video, so make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment and let me know what y'all think about these bold predictions. Did I go too bold? Are my expectations unrealistic, or are you guys comfortable with some of the things that I showed y'all in this video today and spoke about? Let me know y'all takes. I'm excited too. Let me know you guys' predictions, and I want to see what's going on. But appreciate you guys for rocking me once again, and you know how we rock it. Peace.